Welcome to Corbin, Kentucky.
Corbin! Now, if you don't know what Corbin is actually, well, the birthplace of Kentucky Fried Chicken, yes. And today we're going to show you everything Colonel Sanders. You ready?
I'm ready.
Let's do this.
Let's do it.
Today we're here in Corbin, Kentucky. And Corbin has a rich history, but one of the most notable is this is the birthplace of the famous Kentucky Fried Chicken. Yes, this is where Colonel Sanders got his start. And it's safe to say that Corbin's history has been shaped by the transportation industry. Of course, used to be US 25 used to run through here, and that was the main thoroughfare for years if you wanted to go from the north to the south, all the way from pretty much Michigan to Florida. In the late 50s, I-75 was built, and it changed, well, this area forever. Of course, I-75 pretty much missed downtown Corbin by about 3 or 4 miles out that way. And I-75 bypassed downtown Corbin. It actually, well, bypassed one of the most famous restaurants, Kentucky Fried Chicken, the birthplace of Kentucky Fried Chicken. So what we're gonna do today is we're gonna go over, there's a nice, actually a memorial to Colonel Sanders over here, which I have never seen. And then we're gonna head over to, well, where it all started. Yes, the actual cafe is still here. And you can go in and take a look at, well, some of Colonel Sanders' personal things and some of the things he cooked with. And we're gonna get something to eat because we're hungry. Are you ready, Dawn?
Ready.
Let's do this, right?
Let's do it.
Well, there's the Corbin train station. There's a little pictorial of the train coming through Corbin. I noticed that the tracks over here are still active, which means they still have trains coming through this area. But over here is it's a really cool old train. It's actually quite big. One of the bigger ones I have seen. Of course, I love old trains. But what we're gonna do is we're actually gonna head over here to this little square over here, because there's something special over there. Well, we're here at Sanders Park. A little memorial to, well, a legend here in America, or American culture. This man here changed the way we look at chicken. His chicken is sold all around the world, and in some places it's more popular than here in the United States. In this little town of Kentucky, well, Colonel Sanders is immortalized.
We're here with the Colonial Sanders.
Colonial Sanders? What's Colonial?
The Colonel Sanders chicken.
Guys, if you're in Corbin, you got to come hang out with the Colonel himself. Will you tell me what your secret herbs and spices? There's 11 of them, isn't there? This is actually a really handsome statue of Colonel. You're looking good. You're looking good.
Poke your eye out.
So in this park here, they got a lot of little, like, just little pictorial, like the history of Colonel Sanders, where it began. And but really, it's just a nice little square. Nothing more than just really the bronze statue of the Colonel. The early days of Colonel Sanders. I'm not going to read all these. You can always stop the video if you want to read it, but pretty much he was very unsuccessful. He was born September the 9th, 1890 in Henryville, Indiana. And Colonel wasn't successful at all his businesses. In fact, it wasn't until he reached really his 80s is when he became, well, finally successful. He spent his whole life trying to perfect something, and now we have his chicken. Over here, this one says, "A quest for a dream, the American dream." I think every American and even folks around the world are looking for the American dream. The bench here, even, look at that. The Colonel's on the bench, Dawn. What do you think about that?
Cool.
But yeah, pretty much you can walk around and just learn a little bit about his life, about the legacy of this Kentucky Colonel. The Colonel's secret was 11 herbs and spices that gave his chicken a distinct taste that folks come from miles and miles away to get. Dawn, what are you doing? Are you
Trying to catch those chickens.
Are you trying to catch the chickens? Well, the ground is painted like a big tablecloth. There's actually a couple nice benches you can sit at. So what do you think about this little square?
I think it's neat.
Yeah, and you got the Colonel over there. But all this Colonel Sanders talk and all this chicken talk is making me hungry.
Making me hungry too.
So, you know what that means, right?
Chicken!
Let's go get some chicken. So just a short drive down this road here will take us to where it all began, the Colonel Sanders kitchen, where the 11 herbs and spices came together to make the iconic chicken, the hollow ground where Colonel himself walked. And we're gonna get ourselves some good chicken goodness. Also, Dawn says that the chicken here is the best Kentucky Fried Chicken anywhere. She says for some reason, this one here is better than the rest, right? A lot of things have changed here at the original Kentucky Fried Chicken. This sign is actually new here, but is one of the original signs back in its day with the rotating bucket of chicken. But inside is actually closed at the moment because they're actually redoing the cafe. And in the back here, they've added a museum on. So we're gonna have to go through the drive-thru to get our chicken. The lobby is closed. Wow, I do love that sign. That definitely brings back memories as a kid. This is actually really cool. They got a little place now where you can come out, stand, get your family photo. You better believe it, as soon as this place reopens, we're gonna be back in here to show you guys about this. I didn't know they were doing this, did you? No. Also, 25 is actually really, really busy. You can see that this here is the original building here. And that was the original look. And out here in the parking lot would have been the motor court. Yes, there was actually a hotel here at one time, owned by the Colonel himself. But these days it's just a parking lot. So we're gonna get some chicken through the drive-thru. It is actually noon, and we haven't eaten anything all day. And so, yes, it's a good thing that they're redoing it. sometimes you gotta like redo things in order to keep the history. I imagine they're gonna tastefully redo the inside. I'll put a link in the description below from the last time we visit before they redone all this. It's actually really cool. There's actually a part of the original motels in there, and it would show you what the rooms look like here, and just a lot of Colonel Sanders memorabilia, his original kitchens in there, things like that. So you can see here is the new part of the building, and then up there is the original part where the drive-through window is now, but looks like this will be the new drive-through window here.
Okay.
Well, the old place is actually looking pretty good. It's got a new fresh coat of paint, and they'll probably bring back the original sign I hung up on the front there, and it's actually a pretty busy highway. Well, we're used to eating in the car because of COVID. And of course, here is the iconic box with the Colonel himself on there. Of course, we got the chicken breast meal and a wing, I think is what it is. And we're gonna, I guess we're mukbanging. And we are actually sitting right across the street. We're actually looking at them redo it as at the moment. And what did I get?
The chicken.
So we got, of course, chicken, the mashed potatoes, and we got ourselves a biscuit. And that's the iconic meal. Of course, these buttery biscuits. They melt in your mouth. They really do. And I got myself a Pepsi to, well, wash it down with. I'm wondering who invented the spork. Did the Colonel invent the spork? Probably not. But here it is, guys. The mashed potatoes and gravy that the Colonel made famous. Now, everybody knows it's instant, but there's just something about the instant potatoes that they have, isn't it? There's
With
just
the gravy.
Yeah, it's just something about them. You know it's instant. You know that it's comes out of a box somewhere, but right? Kind of got that mushy taste to it with the gravy, right? It's got a distinct flavor. And that flavor hasn't changed. It's still the same flavor I remember when I was a kid. The Colonel got a lot of his success from was a cheap dinner for the family to eat. These days, of course, Kentucky Fried Chicken is probably anything but cheap, right? It's actually quite expensive, you know. And they would give you like 2 great big tubs of these mashed potatoes. And you would always have some left over, and you'd put it in the fridge. The next morning, you'd wake up, and it would turn back into its powder state. You remember that?
It's like, ooh.
Okay, so here is my wing. What do you think about that wing, Dawn?
It's a lonely looking wing.
It's this very... The Colonel would
Looks
not...
weird.
The Colonel would not be proud of this wing. If the Colonel was here, he'd be like, that's not a wing. Yeah, it's not a... Look at the size of this breast. Now, I got gypped on the wing, but the breast looks pretty good. Look at that. Wow. We're going to bite into this, well, American classic here. I often wonder, the day when the Colonel mixed up them spices and fried that chicken for the first time, did he know that he had the best chicken recipe out there? And did he know that long after he was gone, we're still enjoying his chicken? And it's just amazing. Well, they're right. That was some good chicken. And it is definitely finger licking good, because it was pretty greasy, actually.
I think I'm wearing it.
I think the Colonel would be proud, right? Don't you? So today didn't go to plan the way I thought it would. But we did learn that they're actually restoring this really cool historic place. I'll put a link in the description below so you guys can see our last video where we toured the inside of, well, this roadside gem. And this vlog is still continued. We're going to have to come back in, well, a few months and show you guys what they've done. But that's going to do it for today here in Corbin, Kentucky. And if you like this vlog,
give it a thumbs up.
Also, please subscribe so you don't miss these upcoming, well, road trip adventures. And we'll be back in the Smokies in a few days, and we'll see you next time. Ready?
See you next time.
Bye, everyone.